guys, it's Shayna, and today I'm going to show you a very quick, easy, and of course inexpensive solution to organizing your refrigerator. I was looking for, this all came about because I was looking for a solution for especially the freezer. When we go grocery shopping, we purchase large quantities of meat at one time. And the meat, of course, when you open the packages, you have to do something with the meat, whether you freeze it or cook it right at that moment. And it was just a nightmare trying to get stuff out of the freezer. Stuff would be falling on me. I didn't like it. So I decided to do something about it. When I was looking into freezer solutions, like, it's ridiculous how much storage and organization stuff costs, like when it's specifically made for something. What I decided to do was go to the local Dollar Tree where everything is $1. So I decided to purchase like those black paper clip things that like you squeeze together and you stick the paper in. I purchased like a package of those. And then I also purchased 3 shoe boxes and 2 stackable containers. So altogether I spent like under $7, including taxes, to organize the refrigerator and the freezer. So I'm going to go ahead and take you through it all so that you can kind of get an idea, because I know a lot of people have large refrigerators and stuff kind of gets pushed to the back and lost. So I have a solution for all of that. So let's check out my fridge and freezer. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so as you can see, this is what my freezer looks like when you initially open it. It seems like there's not a lot of stuff in there, but there's actually like $80 worth of meat in there. As you can see, we have the chicken and fish broken down. There's more chicken breast and pork tenderloins in that bucket. Alright, and then you have your broth, soup, sauces, and vegetables. And I'll go through each one of those individually so you can get an idea of how it's all broken down. First off, you have the container with the chicken and fish. I got the idea to do this from those little fish packets. They're sold like that from the store, and it makes a whole lot of sense because it doesn't take up a whole lot of space, and it makes it so much easier to stack. When you're freezing like chicken or pork, beef, anything that comes in those large like rectangular packages, you'll want to put them into a individual plastic bag. And I found that if there are smaller cuts, you can fit 2, even 3, depending on how small they're cut, into one of those little small sandwich bags. But when you're freezing it, that's where it's going to make the difference. You want to freeze them flat so that it makes it easier to stack everything together. That's why I have that little board right there for that specific purpose. Once it freezes, then you can move them or transport them into the containers so that you have more space in your freezer. So it definitely helps, especially if you want to do like bulk buying. It definitely helps to break the stuff down. And now moving over to the container that has like the soup, sauces, broths, things like that. I found that it makes it a lot easier if I buy fresh produce to cut it up the day that I get it and put it in either airtight containers. I use mason jars, or to cut them up and put them in the individual plastic bags. Basically, what you'll want to do is you will have to thaw it out a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, when you're hungry and you want to cook something, I find that it works out a lot better. And as you can see here, I did the flat freezing method with the pasta sauces and the chicken broth, and that is a lot of pasta sauce. It's less than an inch thick when it's frozen flat, so it doesn't take up a whole lot of room. And even when you're running low on vegetables, move them to a smaller plastic bag instead of keeping them in those big bulky ones. It will definitely make a world of difference when you're trying to save space. Next, in the freezer, I have my pre-made smoothie pack. With the smoothie packs, I will take the fruits and vegetables and basically put different blends into these bags so that I don't have to worry about doing it in the morning. When you're in a rush, this is definitely going to help, because all you have to do, you take it frozen just like that, put it into the blender. You don't have to worry about adding ice because it's already frozen and chilled. Put it into the blender, add your, you know, water, juice, milk, whatever you put in your smoothie, and blend it up, and you're good to go. Literally takes like a minute to do. It's awesome. And you don't have to worry about resealing bags and trying to figure out which combination you want. It's already done for you. And what I also do to help save space in the refrigerator is freeze the yogurt. I will buy a large, like super large container of yogurt, and I will take all the yogurt out, put it in an ice cube tray, and freeze it. So that way the yogurt will last a little bit longer. I don't have to worry about trying to consume it before the expiration date. And the smoothies come out perfectly fine. They taste just as good as if you would have done them fresh that same day. And then moving over to the end, those are some green peppers that I chopped up. I believe that's 2 or 3 in that bag, 2 full green peppers. And green peppers are extremely cheap when you buy them fresh. I want to say it was like less than $1 for both of those. And right below that, I have the larger packages of food. Like there's chicken wings down there. There's strawberries, mixed vegetables, stuff that we consume in bulk quantities. We will buy that in bulk in like a larger package, and that's stored over to the side. And then in that last little in the bucket under the smoothies are the ice trays. It's basically our ice tray. Since the freezer did not come with an ice tray, I will freeze like several trays of ice at once, and then I don't have to worry about the ice trays remaining in the freezer. I can just put them down in that little bucket, and I will have space to use for something else. And on the door we have waffles. These are waffles that I made this past weekend, and what I'll do is when we don't eat all of them, I'll just take them and freeze them, and that way we can have waffles throughout the week. And it's kind of like the Eggo mentality. Basically, you'll make the waffles as you always do. Put them let them completely cool. Then put them in the freezer. And as you want waffles, you can take them out and put them in your toaster oven or microwave even. And you can have waffles anytime. And you can do the exact same thing with pancakes. In these little containers, I tend to keep containers because I'm always making stuff and I always need containers, so there's no point in spending extra money on containers, especially when you already have them. For these little containers, I do not suggest using them for like sauces, soups, broths, anything like that. But these containers are great I use them for garbage disposal cleaner. And it's a DIY project where basically you take vinegar and I dilute mine a little bit with water because the smell of vinegar is extremely strong. But it's supposed to be straight vinegar and little slices of lemon. The lemon that I use is actually from the lemon mint water that I drink. Once it starts to lose its flavor, it still has its scent. So I will just put I'll save those little lemon slices and use them for the garbage disposal cleaner. That way you get 2 purposes for 1. Then on the top is just, you know, little skinny stuff like the ground beef, and that's actually vegetarian meat because I'm mostly vegetarian. And And one of my favorite things to do is to take the top off of cartons of eggs so that it makes it a lot easier to get to the eggs, and that way you don't have to worry about you know, taking the eggs out, especially in the morning when you're trying to go. You don't have to worry about taking the eggs out. You can just reach in and grab them. And then you don't have to worry about buying a special container to hold the eggs. Just cut the top off, keep the bottom, or just put the top under the bottom so that if you need to slide the eggs out, it's easy to do. You can see we buy large amount of eggs, so it makes it so much easier, and I can just reach my hand in and grab what I need and have breakfast done in less than 10 to 15 minutes. Another trick that I like is especially if you have the wire racks, take those little paper, black paper clips, paper holder clip things, and clamp them to the rack. I usually put usually put these to the back of the refrigerator, so that way it doesn't crowd up the front of the refrigerator. And that way it makes it a lot easier for you to see what you have left over, and it doesn't get lost behind those large containers. And also you can still fit food on the shelf. So it's kind of like creating another shelf in your refrigerator. I just put it to the front for the purposes of this video so that you can get the idea. Alright guys, that's it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more inexpensive ways on how to organize your kitchen or your home in general, definitely give me a thumbs up or leave a comment below letting me know specifically what area you want to see organized. Thank you guys so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. So once you get your hair up into the ponytail, you're going to